See how it works this time. Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Happy Saturday to each and every one of you. What an exciting time to be early adopting this new asset class. That is the digital asset space. Listen, this network is changing the game for layer ones. I'm telling you, this network that I'm going to share with you tonight is change. Layer ones will never be the same. They will never be the same. I can't wait to share some stuff with you guys tonight. Very, very excited that we were able to participate in this thing early. What a blessing. Listen, we're going to go over the market. We'll go over the numbers because the market is just doing, what the market does. We'll get into that for sure. What in the wide world? What in the wide world is going on? All right, so let's get into this. Let me see if I cannot find my, I know where it is. Let's see, let's do this. And then let's do that. Let's get rid of that. Let's go over here. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. There it is. There it is. There it is, bam. There it is. Crypto C's finally got it. Got it right this time. What's going on? Listen, I'm telling you something right now. Be excited that you're early in the space. Be excited that you're early. Yeah, bumps and bruises, some tough body blows. Trust me, I know. Some really, really tough body blows. But all in all, we're so fortunate and so blessed to be early in the space. Listen, guys, do what you can. Our guy, fan of the friend of the family, Jungle Inc. has been hacked. Jungle Inc., he said all of his accounts. Not sure what that means. Is that Zoom? Is that, is that YouTube and Twitter? Is that Twitter? But look, do what you can and try to help out our guy, Jungle. He posted that all of his accounts that had been hacked. And it's crazy out here. Crypto Twitter is crazy. You can't make a post without the scams just showing up there. And I know that they're catching people. I know that they are. It's so unfortunate. What can you do? You got to tell people not to click on things. Don't connect your wallets to anything. I'm telling you right now, if you use a MetaMask, don't use MetaMask without your ledger. Like, it makes no sense anymore. It just doesn't. It's just it's too many people trying to leverage these Ethereum products and leverage that community. So you just gotta be really, really, really careful. But this layer one, I'm excited. I can't wait to share with you. I'm still on my narrative that RWAs are going to lead this space, and MakerDAO, I believe, is going to lead the RWAs. I really, really do believe that. If you know, you know. What's good? What's going on, my friend? Appreciate you being here this evening. Yeah, really, really excited to be able to do more live streams now that the Celsius nightmare for me is over. No more. I don't have to get on any more Twitter Spaces. I know it all now. Know it all. So there it is. Listen, we're going to go over the numbers for sure. I can't wait to flip this Bitcoin and ETH into. I don't want to say the champ. I'm going to say the champ is here. Can't wait to flip that stuff into XRP. So listen, guys, do me a favor, hit that like button if you didn't do so already. Happy Saturday again to each and every one of you. The chat is showing. I'm excited about that. The chat is showing. Really, really excited about that. I'm going to go over some stuff from crypto Twitter. Apparently, there are influencers in the space that are taking equity for promoting, apparently. And I guess you're supposed to disclose when you do such a thing. I guess that's the word. I guess that's the word. Hey, I say feed your family, but I guess that's the word. I guess that's the word on the street. Pookie Pookie, what's good? How are you, my friend? Good to see you. So listen, this is a very, very interesting time to be early in this space for sure. I'm going to share some stuff from crypto Twitter. Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, I'm going to share some stuff. Mine as well was excited about being at WebX Asian. We'll get into that for sure. I won't share that farm yet because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. Listen, speaking of real world assets, Axiology project with Ripple and who's up, who's next, what hope, what I don't even know what's called. That partnership, learn who, somehow, I don't know. I know Ripple is a partner with another company, and they are. It's called the Axiology project, and it's massive. It is absolutely massive what they're looking to do. Look, again, David Schwartz is not running around town, running around the country talking about the tokenization of real world assets because he's got nothing to do. He's just free. His calendar is just free. Yeah, no, that's not the case. Not the case at all. So let's get over these numbers or go over these numbers with you guys because, you know, the market, boy, I'm just, you know, the market, like what? The market, like what? What's going on? Sideways movement. Sideways movement. That's what's going on. Sideways movement. Where's the market? So I should have brought that up before. Let's go over and see what CoinGecko has to say with the numbers today. According to CoinGecko, the one, CoinGecko, listen, the total cryptocurrency market cap is at 1.24 trillion. For all the new people in the live stream and new to crypto, we at one time hit an all-time high of over $3 trillion of total market cap. Over 3 trillion. So we're at 1.24 trillion. Cool. Bitcoin dominance is at 46.2%. We're not having an alt season. You know, we want that alt season where all the alts move. We're not having a Bitcoin dominance is only at 47%. It's got to be in the 70s, mid 70s. And then it hangs out there for about 2, 3, 4 weeks and then flip flops. And it's nice. Now the flip flop is not so gradual, but I mean, it's not so, you know, instant, but when it happens, man, when all the alts run, it's a beautiful thing. Bitcoin is trading at $29,357 again. Ethereum is trading at $1,881 again. And XRP is trading at 71 cents again. Dogecoin is up. Dogecoin is up 13% on a 7-day. My guy, Virtual Bacon, is like, might as well play that narrative. You know, the whole Doge and, you know, Elon Musk and putting the D, so they got the XD thing going on. Might as well play that narrative is what my guy, Virtual Bacon, is saying. What else we got going on in the market? Anything interesting? I don't think anything really interesting is going on. A lot of reds for the 7-day. I think that's just to be expected. Mantle is 35. Mantle, I've been hearing about Mantle. I think Mantle is there's a type of RWA. We'll have to look at that. We'll have to take a look at that. See what's going on there. So in any case, that's the guys. Listen, the market's doing what it's doing. Listen, I'm gonna let my guy, Mickey B. Fresh, share with you guys that layer one that is changing the game for layer ones forever. Forever. Take a listen to my dude, Mickey B. Fresh. Take a listen to this. Talking about Flare and staking.
Staking. So he's one.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I shared audio when I shared. So let me do that again. Let me share. Let me share sound. Yeah, let's do that. And, now let's try that. What the world? Share sound. Hmm. Hmm. I've never had that happen before. Oh, okay. Yes, see now.
Which is going to be critical and super important for the success of the network. I'm going to play some clips from the Twitter Spaces with Hugo Filion from Friday and Flare Community. And I thought there were some really important parts in there that you need to listen to, that Hugo will explain better than me. And I'll try to break it down afterwards, but this is going to be an overview.
So Flare staking will commence in 3 phases, and it has begun on July 5th. And by the end of the third quarter, going into Q4, everyone will be able to delegate their FLR to validators.
Okay, so staking is where we're moving the FTSOs to be the validators of the network. So in order to be a FTSO that is rewarded, you will have to run a validator. And so essentially, there's a specific reward for validation, but you wouldn't get that reward unless you're also running an FTSO. So we're essentially combining the FTSO and the validator role. In order to do that, we need to have people staking to the FTSOs beyond delegation, because staking supplies essentially security to the network. In order to stake, you need to stake on a different chain. So the chain everyone's currently using is the C chain. Staking actually takes place on what's known as the P chain. So we'll be, I guess, releasing a lot more information about the economics behind that and all that. It doesn't change the high-level economics of Flare at all. So there's no more tokens minted. There's no less tokens minted. It's completely within the existing economic scheme. What it's going to do is it's going to move a little bit of the reward for the FTSO. It's going to shift a bit of that towards staking. So it's ultimately, but staking will be available for everyone. And it's just a question of, how much do you want to stake versus, stake is locked, but it has a potentially a much higher reward than the FTSO. So stake is locked, but that locked amount is also mirrored in the FTSO contract, so that the validator and the FTSO, which are combined, maintain their essentially their vote power in the FTSO. But people will have to decide, okay, I want to stake and I want to stake for 3 months. Once you stake for 3 months, that's locked. Or I want to delegate, which is, as everyone knows, liquid. And so the far less, there's much less risk at play because it's immediately liquid. You can do whatever you want with the tokens. And we're aiming to have about 35% of the tokens staked, with the remaining 65%, totally liquid.
And can staking and delegation be achieved simultaneously, or are these on 2 different chains?
What we're doing is we're building a system to allow essentially all of the information from the P chain to come to the C chain, again through the state connector, which allows for essentially you to be simultaneously staked and delegated. And such that when you're staked, you'll also be earning the flare drops.
So the network initially started with a closed set of 20 professional validators, which will over time be gradually replaced by infrastructure providers. And I believe that process has already started to help decentralize the network, right? are there any plans to accommodate for more than 20 validators? And if so, is there going to be a hard cap for the amount of total validators, or are you just sticking to 20?
Oh, absolutely. We want to have as many validators as possible. I think, the first place to get to would be 100, such that it perfectly mirrors the FTSO set.
So you're ideally hoping that all of the signal providers are eventually migrate and sort of evolve into this infrastructure provider role.
Well, ultimately, they will have to in order to earn rewards from the FTSO system.
Flare Foundation is targeting roughly 35% of FLR to be staked. Now, there will be no change in tokenomics. So
The no change in tokenomics is absolutely, I think, is huge. But there it is. It's Flare Network, family. Flare Networks, in my humble opinion, is the game changer layer one. A lot of people believe. So you guys didn't hear that? Paul Bogle says no sound. So let me know, guys. Let me know if you heard that or not. Please, please, please let me know. Yeah. We mean computer audio, right? So. Said no sound. Okay, now, what's good, fam? I heard it. The Real Big Will. So you heard Hugo, Mickey B. Fresh, The Real Big Will? Okay, cool. Good to see you, my friend. Listen, I just think that Flare Networks is changing the game for layer ones. A lot of people believe that the layer two is the deal. Winston P. Prescott was good, my guy. He said, I heard it all. Winston said, I heard it all. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So listen, I know a lot of people think layer twos is the thing. Flare Networks is, for me, I believe it's like a layer one, a layer two, and a layer three all in one. I think layer cake is going to be massive. I think the FTSO concept is just genius in motion. The stake connectors is just another level. We're going to have interoperability. I think that it's going to be the game-changing layer one. But the true test is what's going to be when applications come and get on that network and we learn how resilient it is or is not. That's going to be the real deal. But I got to tell you, interesting stuff. And this is a project that is learning, obviously, as it goes. They don't know every single thing, obviously. They don't know every single thing, but for me, I think they got a lot of things figured out, and they're tackling some of the big challenges with layer ones. So I'm really excited and happy for them for sure. But I think this Flare thing is going to be cool. Now, staking is, it's, I don't know, like, I mean, he's calling it staking, sure, but this whole delegating to staking is a very interesting thing, because when you delegate to this validator, you can get in and out, right? You delegate, you're in and out. You still get rewards, but you don't get as many rewards as you would if you were staking. But staking is going to come with some locks. That's fascinating to me that they do it both ways. It's going to be really interesting to see what it looks like. 35% is the goal. Interesting. 35% is the goal for staking. That's really interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting. Really interesting. 35% stakes the goal. So, hey, let's see what happens, right? Let's see how goes it. But that is very interesting for sure. That's very interesting for sure. 35%. 3 phases is also interesting. Three phases. Is this it? Yeah. Very interesting. They're going to roll it out in 3 phases. I think that they think long and hard about this stuff, and we'll see if they make the right move or not. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. And please don't forget to let people know, or share the stream. If you can share the stream, that would be super, super cool. But also, listen, don't forget to try to help out Mickey, not Mickey B first, Jungle Inc. as best as we can. Tweet it out that his accounts have been hacked. And again, I don't know if it's Twitter he's talking about. I don't know if it's YouTube that he's talking about. I don't know what the whole point is of hacking a channel, other than just to, be a pain to people, or hack a Twitter account. I guess it's a financial motivation somewhere along those lines. So let's keep our fingers crossed and prayers for Jungle that everything is safe, his assets are safe as well. So interesting stuff. 3 phases of the staking. This layer 1 is game changer. We've been waiting for a minute, as we like to say. We've been waiting a long while for this Flare network thing. We certainly love the wallets, so we certainly love the drops, and those things are cool. Hopefully, real big will we get these Flare tokens from Celsius Network sometime, before we pass, before we pass away. Good night. Hopefully we get these Flare tokens, and hopefully they're not trying to cut up these Flare tokens like they're cutting up all the other assets and taking 20, 30, 40, 70% of your crypto. Hopefully not. They can't do that with Flare. So let's take a listen to more of Mickey B. Fresh here.
So no new tokens will be minted. There'll be no high-level change. But according to Hugo in Twitter Spaces with Flare Community, he did say, and he has said this in the past, that validator rewards would be higher than FTSO rewards. So right now, the inflation rate for the first year is 10%. That's broken down 7% to FTSO, 2% to validators, 1% to attestation providers. Since the validators are FTSOs and FTSOs have to be validators and vice versa, they're binded together.
Which allows for essentially you to be simultaneously staked and delegated. And such that when you're staked, you'll also be earning the flare drops.
So a delegator could technically just delegate, but the validators and FTSOs become one. And this adds to the security of the network. So we are in beta, and we're still in beta. But staking will commence, and that will be us exiting beta. The network will be decentralized and passed off to the 60 to 100 FTSOs that will also be validators. So now these entities are infrastructure providers. They have been submitting data for almost a year. They're known to the community now. So unlike a pure proof of stake model where you just, if you have a lot of tokens, you could just put up stake and be a validator on the network. With this, it's a higher barrier, and those entities that acted maliciously were chilled by the FTSO committee, and they will not receive the initial stake of 10 million flare to be able to minimum to be a validator and earn, therefore, FTSO rewards. You will not be able to earn FTSO rewards if you're not a validator. And when beta is over. Now, this means that validator rewards are going to be significantly higher. So they're going to probably, most likely, this will be through a governance vote where the ratio will, this is a reward service. So if it's a rewards pool, so say the F asset incentive pool, say it be the inflation that comes out every month and it's authorized, they could be broken off into up to 10 different services. So there's 3 right now, and that could be adjusted even though the inflation rate is the same. Where it's distributed to and how it's directed can be voted at any time to go to a different direction. And it's a priority for validator staking because that's securing the network. Now, FTSOs decide on the price that they select based on what they feel the weighting should be from the different exchanges around the crypto market. And everyone's pretty much doing that. So if you're doing that, you're not everyone's earning the same though. So it's kind of unfair the way that system is set up. So it makes more sense to push the rewards to the validators where the security is going to be embedded. So as long as everyone's producing data.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So I wanted to share that with you guys because I think it's hugely important that we stay up to date on something that can be significantly impactful, I think, to those of us in the XRP community. Obviously, we know about Bitcoin and Doge and the other assets that can become F assets. I think that'll be cool. I think that'll be awesome. I can't remember them offhand, but you know, as a community, I think there's an opportunity to participate and do really, really well. It's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, people only got so much XRP. What are you doing? Are you minting on FS? Minting your XRP into F assets? Are you hanging out on the XRPL and being both a lender and a borrower, or lending on the XRPL when these hooks get going? It's going to be interesting to see. The great thing is we will have choices. That's going to be a really, really, really good thing, is we will have choices. And I just think that's important that we do. I think it's massively important that we do. And I don't think community is a big deal. Don't sleep on you know, our ability, your ability to affect change and to make a network better, make a layer 1 or a layer 2 better. You can certainly do that by active participation. What's going on, Paul Bogle? Listen, active participation is going to be absolutely crucial. That's why it's in our outro, because we knew from day one that this idea of just hanging on for dear life it's hard to grow something, a network like that hanging out. So yeah, and I get it. It's challenging. It's difficult at times. Some people holding on for dear life until, yeah, I get that too, right? So Flare Networks phase 1 has already started, and it looks like staking and the ability to stake your Flare tokens is going to be live Q4 of 2023. Very, very interesting. Again, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to. I'm anxious to get started with Flare and see again that resiliency. What is it going to look like when people start to hop on there? I can't wait to see what's going on for sure. I think it's going to be very, very interesting. So a new narrative is layer 2s with optimism. I think if you're into diversifying your portfolio, looking at layer 2s on Ethereum, which ain't going away, it's going to be very, very interesting. A layer 2 is a layer 2. It's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I was doing some revoking of permissions, just the MetaMask positions and all of that stuff, and interesting to see the different chains and how fast, how well they move. Ethereum it was the longest. Now get it was minutes, but it was the longest. Binance Smart Chain screamed, Polygon screamed, Arbitrum screamed. Yeah, Ethereum, not so much. Yeah, guys, get into, if you want an interesting project to look into, perhaps, is look at the everrise.com, look at that ecosystem, check out the dApps there. They got the Ever Revoke and the Ever Swap and some other things. I really do like what they have going on. I've been involved with the project for a while, and I find it to be very, very, very fascinating for sure. It's not perfect, but it's very, very, very fascinating. Everrise.com. Shout out to the team at Everrise. You got to be able to survive these long bear markets, right? Who's going to survive? It's interesting. Look, I told you my RWA plays. I think the layer 2 moving forward is going to be OP. That's just my personal opinion. I think it's going to be optimism. They got this new thing, form of cross-chain that I think is going to be a game changer. I will cover that in depth in the next video, but I do think that is going to be a game changer in the space. I really, really do. think it's going to be a game changer. I think it's going to be a next level type of layer 2, excuse me. I think it's going to be next level layer 2. I really, really do. So optimism. We know about Arbitrum. I've been on Arbitrum. I've been on Arbitrum. But yeah, optimism is looks like it's going to be doing this thing for sure. I wanted to share this article just to kind of go on with my narrative about Maker. This is from Blockworks. I want to share this with you. Takeaways from MakerDAO's 5-phase in-game update. MakerDAO's endgame is designed to ease governance tensions and ensure the DAO is completely decentralized. Anyone find it interesting, curious, odd, if you were paying attention to the congressional hearings that took place the last few days in these 2 or 3 bills that went, moved up, that they mentioned decentralization as part of like this new thing now? Congress is putting in decentralization. I find that to be very, very interesting. It's going to save some projects. It'll save some harm. I think it's a way for Ethereum to get around some stuff. But I found it interesting that they added that to their idea of what's a commodity or what's a security. But this decentralization, and they actually have some definitions too for what decentralization is. I found that to be very, very fascinating. But anyway, MakerDAO is making strides towards an endgame, a detailed plan designed by its founder, Rune Christensen, with the hope of improving governance. Now understand, MakerDAO, for those new to the channel, new to the asset space, is an OG. MakerDAO is an OG in this space. Being one of the largest DeFi protocols, Maker has been forced to navigate the complicated world of scaling and internal politics, which are faced by many stars. Got it. According to the latest forum post by Christensen, endgame short goal is to ensure that MakerDAO's stablecoin DAI becomes one of the most widely used stablecoins. Think about that. It's an OG. Other stables came into the space and just had their way with the DAI token. Interesting. He proposes that to achieve this, MakerDAO must launch the following endgame's comprehensive 5-phase roadmap. Beta, phase 1 is the beta launch. The first phase of the endgame will be establishing a new unified brand. I talked about this the other day. I think it's hugely important. Again, for people who want, I think, the safe, consistent 5, 8, 15x in this space, that's what the institutions do. The institutions are hanging out. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're hanging out with MakerDAO, they're hanging out with Aave, and they're hanging out with Curve. And they're good with the 5, 10x and really good with the 5, 10x. And if they get the 15x, they just feel like it's great. Small allocation, taking that 5, 10, 15x. The first phase endgame was a new unified brand with its own stable and governance token separate from DAI and the Maker token, which I think is interesting that they're going to let the DAI and the Maker token still exist. Maker and DAI are established and trusted brands in the crypto space. Unfortunately, they have drawbacks, including having 2 separate brands rather than a single cohesive concept. And I think it's interesting, again, like I said in the stream yesterday, I find it fascinating that a project with $7, $8, $9 billion in total value locked is making a move to rebrand and make things better. I think that's really cool. Phase 2, it's interesting to me. I didn't cover this yesterday. Following the beta launch will be the creation of 6 sub-DAOs, each one with its own governance token. Sub-DAOs are designed to function independently from Maker, but are tied to the protocol through its mission. By delegating day-to-day complexity to sub-DAOs, kind of like Ripple and side chains, MakerDAO significantly streamlines the workload and complexity that Maker governance needs to manage, Christensen wrote. Find it very interesting. Beta launch arrives within months, a new unified brand, a new website, and the tokens, new stable, and new governance token. This is from Rune, the founder, on a tweet. DAI and Maker will remain functionally permanent, and holders can choose to upgrade, quote unquote, to the new stable and new governance token. SubDAO launch allows follows some months afterwards with 6 SubDAOs and 6 SubDAO token farms available for new stable users, which means it's going to be like a liquidity event if you are providing liquidity in those SubDAOs for sure. All initial SubDAO tokens will be distributed through these farms only. New stable users can freely choose which to farm. I love this. USA and VPN IPs are ineligible. This is interesting to me. Phase 3 is governance AI tools launch. I won't go over that. Governance participation incentive launch. Yeah, the launch of the Sagittarius Lock Stake Engine, SLE, will be the 4th phase of the endgame plan. This engine is designed to ensure the token holders of the new governance token will be actively incentivized to participate in governance. Kind of along the same lines of Ripple and what David Schwartz is talking about, right? It's the same stuff, right? It's the same stuff. The question is going to be, what's going on, Kev Cleveland? The question is going to be the resiliency, the efficacy, how well it's working. I can't wait to share this crypto Twitter. Anthony Welfare shared something that I think it's an interesting question to ponder. It really, really is. He went there in this tweet. I'm going to share with you guys. Like he went there in this tweet. But again, for me, there's a few narratives: institution DeFi, RWAs, digital ID, social media combined with financial institution, like X is trying to do with an all-in-one app. I think RWAs are going to spark the bull run. I really do. Or at least be a leading cause for the bull run. And I think that Maker, not financial advice, not telling you to go out and get the Maker token, but I think MakerDAO is going to lead in the RWA space for sure. It's very, 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 very interesting to see. Now, I can't wait for the XRPL ledger and the AMM and the hooks to get going so we can see what that looks like for us as XRP holders. Can't wait to see what that's going to look like. But very, very interesting because, look, it's getting heavy, getting hot and heavy for sure. Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Let me share this tweet and some tweets from crypto Twitter with you guys. Well, let's not do that. Let's do this. Let's do this. Now let's do this. Tell me what you think about this tweet from Anthony Welfare. I found it to be very fascinating. Let's see if I can find it. Hey, for me, it's like he went there. I said, no, he didn't say that. But let's take a listen and see if I can find it. I may have to just search it, but we'll see. RFK Jr. says that 75% of advertising revenues comes from pharmaceutical companies. Isn't that interesting? Come on, let me see if I can find it. I might have to search, Anthony, but I think it's here. Here it is, right here. I think this is interesting. I mean, here's some food for thought for you. Tell me what you guys think. Anthony Welfare, enterprise blockchain leader since 2017, CBDC advisor at Ripple. He's got a book as well. Another world first for the XRP ledger and the Palau stablecoin project. XRP ledger and all public blockchains have built-in transparency, which means you can see the transaction taking place real time. Question: do you have this capability with your currency? Can you, as a citizen, monitor your government payments? CBDCs and digital currency have the ability for us to hold our governments to account or accountable and watch what they spend and where they spend it. We know how things are going to look in the good old US of A. We know how that's going to look, or should I say not look. You put a note, transparency and privacy can be set at many different levels with blockchain technology. What I am talking about here is with a completely open public blockchain, i.e. the XRPL. And he thanked XRP Scan because they were able to go in there and look and see and look at the transactions, look at the payments, and see what's going on with the stablecoin in Palau, which I just think is really, really, really cool. You know, some people aren't so excited about that. You know, the powers that be, they probably not so excited about it. Panos says something I find would be interesting. Panos, he's the author of the book, Understanding the Crypto Economy. He's been in the space, OG as well, tech guy. Which blockchains do you believe will win the race of tokenization? Which blockchains do you believe will win the race of tokenization and be the leaders in 2030? My personal bet is on the XRP Ledger and Avalanche. Interesting. Unique text, amazing features, very efficient, and a lot of focus on tokenization with many partnerships and upcoming developments. Darren Moore actually responded to this. Let's see what he says. He says, I'm concerned about ETH 2.0, which is the EIP 4844, but the 4844 benefits more of the vast majority of the benefits go to the layer 2s on Ethereum, not on the Ethereum blockchain. So I'm concerned about ETH 2.0, says Darren Moore. I know many dismiss ETH due to the fees, but 2.0 is estimated to have $200K transactions per second, and they already have a vast ecosystem of development. So literally, it's not going anywhere. All newer chains I'm talking to prefer substrate. So I also think that DOT has a good shot. Polkadot has a good shot. Also, the metrics for developers for ICPs are nuts. Dfinity has hundreds of devs and unique tech. So he's talking about the ICP, the Internet ICP protocol. Dfinity is another network. The XRP new developments, XRPL new developments, and proposed amendments uniquely position XRPL as a liquidity hub for all networks. Excited to see how it all develops. Root network using XRP is very interesting. And I can imagine many newer ecosystems developing something similar to take advantage of XRP liquidity. And that's going to be the bottom line. Bottom line is going to be liquidity. And I just, you know, for me, I've been saying this since I started this channel. The XRPL can move anything, guys. Any tokenization, it can move anything of value, anything. It can move anything of value in 3 to 5 seconds for less than a penny. The EIP 4844, that upgrade to ETH, none of them will be less than a penny. 2 cents, sure. 3 cents, sure. 4 cents, sure. But not less than a penny. Not less than a penny. Panos responds, I think he's responding to Darren here. He says, TPS is just a made up theoretical number, though. It's not even the best metric to measure scalability. Also, it's not only about the tech, but who is actually doing something on the chain for tokenization and existing apps and partnerships. XRPL and MLM seem to have the most interesting stuff in panels. I tend to agree with him. I don't know about, you know, the difference between TPS and be it if it's 10, 20, or 100,000. I don't know. But this is what I do know. The XRP ledger hasn't broken, setting records in terms of transactions completed. And I have not heard a project, Ethereum's been around. It came out after the XRPL. Solana's come out. right? Cardano, I don't know, pick one. I've never heard anyone, any community member from any other network say that on that blockchain, that they can move anything on it, number one. Number two, that they can get that done in 3 to 5 seconds. And number three, for less than a penny. I just haven't heard any. You guys let me know if you heard something. Have you heard any community member, any dev from Avalanche, from Polygon, any of them say that they can move anything of value? They put it on a chain, we can move it. I haven't heard it. In 3 to 5 seconds. I've heard some people talk about this 3 to 5 seconds on a chain. For less than a penny, haven't heard it. And the XRPL doesn't just do one of those things. It does all three. It does all three, fam. It does all three. Layla Edwards, what's going on, my friends? Good to see you. It's been a while. It's been a while. I know this chat is not catching up as fast as I would like it to. I appreciate you guys being here for sure. Let me see something. Can I do that there? Let me do this. Hey, it's been a while, Layla. How have you been? I got to tell you, I'm just, I'm excited for the opportunity to be in this space early. We can have conversations with people about this space, and they look like we're the experts. They don't know. They don't know what's going on. Seriously, like they don't know. And we're early in the space again. Like I said in the beginning of the stream, bumps and bruises for sure. Growing pains for sure. Testing our resolve to remain patient. And to deal with these 2 and 3 year plus bear markets, learning when to take profit and not to take profit, trying to keep your assets safe as possible, try to keep your crypto safe as possible. Yeah, since we're early, we're going through all of that so that our kids, grandkids, they won't have to. But I feel fortunate to be in this space and be in it early. I've been really, really excited to, the channel just went over 1 million views. That was really, really cool to see. That was really, I guess that happened sometime last month. And so that was really, really, really cool to see, to get over 1,000 views. How cool. Feel blessed. And that's thanks in large part to you guys. So thank you so much for taking the time to hit that like button, for taking the time to share whenever the Crypto Seeds goes live on Twitter. I appreciate you guys always sharing. And thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Excited about being able to do these live streams again, hang out with the fam for sure, bring the stuff that I hope that's value to the guys. And who knows, we may get into a little podcast interviewing style here on the channel. Definitely going to look to do the membership and Patreon. We're going to be taking the Generational Wealth Wednesdays look like and take that to the membership Patreon type deal. Really, we're excited about sharing some stuff with you guys for sure. Let's level up our skills so that we can take the skills to the marketplace. Holding the assets is cool, but we need skills as well. Skills pays the bills, right? So really, really excited about being able to share some of that stuff with you as well, because it's about generational wealth, and for some of us, it's about intergenerational wealth transfer. So looking really, really forward to sharing that and starting that up. I'm going to get my guy. It looks like we're going to try to get some kind of like moderators and people to run the Patreon and, some other things as well. Probably Discord. We'll see. I'm not too cool on Discord. I'm going to talk to my guy, Darren Moore, see how this whole Ghost thing is working. He seems to like Ghost a little better than he does Patreon. So we'll see, look into it. But I'm excited about Generational Wealth Wednesdays with you guys. Can't wait to hang out and talk some real strategies because this alt season that everyone's waiting for, it's looking like 2025, Layla. 2025. So we got the rest of 2023. We got all of 2024. And then 2025 to perhaps realize the gains. This is looking like. That's what it's looking like. That's what my guy DIY is telling me. All right, fam, look, I'm going to get out of here. It's been a really, really cool hang. Got to get some dinner for sure. Hang out with Mr. Crypto Siege and Yeah, hang out with Crypto Season, ponder some stuff for sure. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Do me a favor, if you didn't hit that like button on the way in, do me a favor, hit the like button on the way out. And if you're hanging out right now, you're just watching the Crypto Season, you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. Listen, my friends, I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this, that old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.